busy? Thank you for taking what additional support do you provide for students struggling academically?
So,
Our main
yeah, I mean, this is a big challenge because, particularly in IB middle years program and diploma program, a lot of students come into the IB being quite successful students in their own education programs. Maybe they're A grade students, but when they come into IB, in addition to perhaps the language of instruction, which is predominantly English, they also find what assessment looks like and what success looks like quite challenging. So we have to have support measures in place. So a lot of it is language support, but also I really see the value in one-on-one interviews and discussions with students, because I think a lot of students need a lot of coaching. So strategies for success. I mean, the IB call these things approaches to learning, right? They're kind of like 21st century skills that students need to build. And it's pretty challenging for teenagers to have skills like research and communication and things like this. Yeah, a lot of one-on-one guidance, supporting them with deadlines and encouraging teachers to give feedback. It's a bit like coaching. And so that's a big part of what we do. And if a student's really struggling, then at this school, we're able to offer multiple pathways. So if let's say the full IB diploma is not for them, which is okay, there are other pathways where they can still get an IB experience and move on to college. Yeah.
Awesome. How do you balance academic support with students' emotional and social support, well-being?
Yeah, I think this is a big question.
Yeah.
The IB has the student at the centre. If you look at the IB circles, the student is at the centre, and that's not just the student academics, but also their emotional and social well-being. And all the skills that they need. It's really at the centre. So, we do a lot of work. We have advisory classes where students have opportunities to reflect, to set goals, to be guided on how to meet those goals, and then reflect on whether they've achieved them or not. We also have a system where I think students feel comfortable to ask questions. They understand learning's a two-way thing. Of course, as a school, we have pastoral support. We have other members of staff, academic counsellors, college counsellors. Next year, we're moving to have heads of grade, which I think will be another layer of student support for emotional and social well-being. Because to be successful academically, the student has to be, socially comfortable and emotionally confident, right, in order to move up to the next level. Yeah.
Better. Okay. How important is parental involvement in a student's academic success?
Yeah, that's another good question. And I think in any education system, the relationship between the student, the school, and home is like a triangle, really, really important. And if any one side of that triangle is weak, we often see students not achieving the best that they can. So we do a lot of work with parents, and our parents here are great, very supportive of the program, which is why they've chosen an IB World School. So yes, we do a lot of meetings with parents where there needs to be. We contact parents when things are going well. We also contact parents if additional support's needed or things are not going so well. We really want parents to understand the program because it's very different to the education that they had. So we run parent information sessions, Boston Parent College, and so on. And slowly over time, we've increased parent knowledge, and parents are now becoming more actively involved in their child's education in a supportive role, and they understand what success looks like for their child, which could be different to somebody else.
What strategies do you implement to foster effective collaboration among teachers?
So you might think that teachers are naturally collaborative, but actually many of them are lone practitioners, right? They're in their classroom, they're very protective of their own classroom, their own work.
The teaching job is
Exactly. So we've worked very, very hard to encourage collaboration. So one way in secondary school is that we have the same department are often teaching physically next to each other. So the physical space enforces collaboration, or should do. One thing we really implemented a couple of years ago, which has been successful, is PLCs, or professional learning communities, that meet weekly, and this allows teachers of perhaps the same subject group to share professional ideas, professional ideas and practice, and assessment, look at unit plans, discuss teaching strategies, and so on. We also really push, because it's a big part of IB, is interdisciplinary learning. So in the middle years program, there could be joint collaboration between the arts and mathematics. Maybe they're doing a combined unit. Exactly. And in the IB diploma, feeding into the DP core, TOK, extended essay. Somebody has to teach those skills. That has to come from the subject, and they have to collaborate, because the teachers here are teaching as part of a program. It's not just a set of individual subjects, and that's a big mindset change for some people. Yeah.
Really depends on teacher self, right?
Very much so, yeah.
So at last, would you like to propose at last plans or models that you're currently developing or consider implementing?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of ideas as the school is growing and the student numbers are increasing, and the range of students that we're getting is increasing. We're already really starting to build a high quality high school graduation program that runs parallel to our middle years and diploma program. That's work in progress. It will continue to be work in progress. We're really looking at what grade 9 and 10 look like in terms of, for example, bringing in rigorous, maybe semester examinations is something we were looking at, because preparing students for external exams in grade 12 is a challenge, and that's something we need to do. Ensuring that grade 10 provides a rigorous foundation for students that want to take the full IB diploma. That's been a big focus, and extending our range of subjects. So this year we introduced IB Diploma Film, which has been very popular, and there may be plans for other subjects like sports and health science in the future. French ab initio we're bringing back next year to DP, which is good to have a wider range of Group 2 languages. So slow expansion, and that fosters improvement, and it matches the needs of the student. So we have to run parallel to that. But overall, what we are seeing is that the IB diploma is challenging and rigorous, and it's not necessarily the best fit for every student. But luckily, we have a range of other pathways and models that can still allow students to be successful. And that's really the big next plan, is to improve those.
Congratulations, 100% of our grade 12.
Yes, that's right. Yes, so and
this year.
Right, and they've graduated from our new 4-year high school pathway with honours, and some of them have subject-specific endorsements, which is great marketing to sell themselves to colleges as well, right? Yeah.